All right, welcome back to smallbusinessbuffalo.com. I'm Pat Jones, and today we are joined by Tony Maggiotto Jr.
Yes.
Yes. Tony is an advisor at the Small Business Development Center here on campus at Buffalo State College.
Yes.
So tell me about the Small Business Development Center.
Okay, so the Small Business Development Center is here at Grover Cleveland Hall at Buffalo State College,
Sir.
and we offer free confidential advising to individuals who are starting a business or already in business. Okay, we help them with everything from focus, concept, marketing, ideas. More specifically also, we really try and help individuals hone in on the business plan and on the financial equation that runs your business. Because especially if you're seeking investors or loans, the bank's going to want to see that.
Yeah.
Now we're greeted by the morning bell.
That's no problem.
Yeah,
I like it.
Great.
And so, why are small businesses good for the community? Why does this exist here on a college campus?
Sure.
What does it bring?
So the SBDC here at Buffalo State College is one of 24 SBDCs throughout New York State, and there are SBDC networks throughout other states as well, funded in part by the Small Business Administration and state and federal governments. I'm an employee here of the Buffalo State College Research Foundation, right?
Okay.
So it's important for the community because entrepreneurs don't often have the full range of training that might be needed for their business. For example, if someone is a great salon owner and has been a successful stylist for years, doesn't mean they know how to do the accounting, doesn't mean they know how to negotiate with vendors. It does mean that they're good at their job, but now we're trying to transition their individual job into a self-owned business where now they are the head of the business. So it's good to help people realize their dreams.
Yeah.
More importantly for the community, it's good because small business ownership is important to the community, keeps profit dollars, keeps local dollars there, employs people local, so it has a very strong economic multiplier effect for the economic health of a community.
Good for the region.
Yes, good for the region as well. Yes.
Okay. And I guess maybe you could talk about the types of people that come to you, what sort of needs they have.
Sure.
Or maybe you see patterns in the types of people.
Sure. There are one pattern I will say on the startup end is people looking for grants or free money. People can appreciate that the United States has had, a rough financial time over the last 5 years, and as a result, free money is drying up, so to speak. So a lot of people say, oh, well, do you have any grants? Is there grants for small business? Grants are harder to come by. They do sometimes exist, but they have strict requirements.
Okay.
What does exist are small business loans, some of which are available through special programs that are backed by the federal government. So there's an incentive to the bank to loan to a new business because there's an SBA guarantee on that loan. If the business should default, the bank's investment is protected. In other scenarios, banks will typically tell an entrepreneur, we want you to be in business for 1, 2, or 3 years before we'll give you a business loan. So these are some of the things we help people through, help prepare that information, help them understand a little bit what their expectations might be going into the process.
Okay, so do you steer them away from the grant idea?
We only steer people away from the grant idea because it involves a lot of miscommunication. People come in thinking that there's just a giant pile of grant money that is being given away to businesses.
Right.
It doesn't exist. And grants can sometimes I refer to grants as free money. At this stage of the game in the economy right now, there's not a lot of free money floating around.
So talk to me about the economy today.
Okay.
It's struggling a little bit. It's on the rise. I don't know. It depends on who you talk to. But is this the correct time to launch a new company?
Well, is this the correct time to launch a new company?
Are there better times to launch a new company?
That's an interesting question because it's always going to go down to the individual entrepreneur. Is their business logical? Is the idea plausible, right? Does it make sense mathematically, right? On a basic level. So what I've seen in terms of trends is there's a lot of people who are, let's say permanently unemployed or were laid off within the last year or two, and they are saying, I worked in this industry for 10 or 15 or 20 years. I have all this skill set. I now want to go into business for myself within that particular industry. So what I'm seeing as a trend is that because of the uncertainty in the economy, in the workplace, some people are saying, hey, if I can manage it myself and be an entrepreneur, maybe that's a better option for myself. So when that individual comes in front of me, I say right away, okay, let's talk about what does it take for you income-wise to be your own boss? What do you need to be sustainable? We're talking about what's that monthly income amount. Then we need to figure out what a break-even point is. But in theory, if we plan ahead, if we get you a 30 or 90-day reserve so that you're planning ahead and you're not always running to pay the bills on the first of the next month, then it might be doable. If all we're employing is 1 or 2 people, we don't need to take in millions and millions of dollars. We just need to take in enough, watch our expenses, and make enough income for you.
So you're the voice of reason.
We try to be. Sometimes we try to be the voice of reason. Oftentimes we have people who are already in business, they're doing successful, they just want an extra little nudge. They just want another fresh set of eyes to look at what they're doing and offer suggestions. The biggest thing I have found that is tough for entrepreneurs is to focus, right? They're creative people. Entrepreneurs are creative people. They want to do new things. They want to explore different ideas. But to a certain extent, you have to focus on what your core business model is, make sure it's sustainable, and then add as appropriate. Where people get into troubles, they try to do too many things at once. I know in my past, I sold Buffalo t-shirts, and I continue to sell them. But one of the things that I did that was a little bit off was I was always in a hurry to create a new design. So people would come into my store, or people would visit me and say, hey, do you have this design? And I'd say, oh, we've already moved on to a new one. So some of it's focus, some of it's patience to, give things time to react, give things time to grow, and that'll help set a course for you going forward.
To be good at one thing, maybe great at it.
Yes.
And for people to know that, come back.
Yes. Be good at one thing, have people know it, and then I always say wash, rinse, and repeat, For example, I use a pizzeria, right? A pizzeria sells a pizza. Then it's their job to just sell that pizza thousands and thousands of times.
And if they're good enough at it, then
they
win.